Hello, welcome back to FamerTorque, or Chat. Motorsport. I started a Motorsport chatty playlist, did a few videos pre-COVID, and I'm passionate about motorsport. I've raced a bit in the past, and it just gets in your blood, doesn't it? And thought that we'd get that going again for 2021. Side note, there's a more than evens chance I'll be getting out on track myself, and surprise, surprise, I'd want to film that. There might not be much chatting whilst I'm doing it, but anyway, more of that later. But yeah, 21, as I say, has started, so it's a bit breezy today. Let's go for a wander along the stream and have a chat about MotoGP and F1 and what we can find to gossip about. Right. Motorsport, we are down in the stream. There's still a breeze here, breezy old day. You know, it mucks about with the mic. Hopefully it's all right now. Yeah, passionate about motorsport. So the idea is to chat just whenever, wherever, might be out in the car, might be by the fire or wherever. And I thought we'd touch on Formula One and MotoGP today, try and make it punchy. What's my never knowingly under opinionated, so I'll say it how I think it is, and hopefully in an entertaining way. Yeah, that's what we want, isn't it? And also maybe you'd like to interact and let me know what you think. And and there's a chance that I've been part of a dream race project. That sounds good, doesn't it? And it's more than evens chance I'll get out on track this year as well. So surprise, surprise, if that happens, I'll want to film that as well. Anyway, where are we? MotoGP. I followed MotoGP for a long, long time. Obviously, I'm into bikes. Firstly, over the years, it has been the most exciting form of racing for me. These things, best part of 300 horsepower, are unbelievable rocket ships. And say at Mugello, these guys in close proximity, and they've got two wheels, they're not in a car, they're not in a crash structure, 200, well over 200 miles an hour. And on that Mugello straight, it's not a straight, they're actually wheeling at 200 plus miles an hour, milliseconds before having to brake for the corner. That is just staggering, absolutely staggering. And the second point, which Dorna, the organisers, should be really congratulated on, is the grid times from front to back of the grid are so tight. So we've got unbelievably competitive racing. Just, yeah, hats off, etc., etc. Whoever wins, I mean, if you don't follow MotoGP, have a go, have a look, and you might be surprised. Runners and riders well, there's only one, isn't it? And he's back, Marc Marquez. Or is he? First practice, he was back in the last race, and I watched the whole weekend. And he was, I think, third in the timings of the first. But it was a bit of a wet track, so you sort of, okay. But he did pretty well until he had an almighty off. Big crash. Thumped. I mean, I watched it live and it made you wince. It made him a bit more, I'll have to say. And, oh yeah, he raced, but to give you an idea of how, I mean, he did okay. I mean, I can't remember, was he 14th, 15th, something like that? But, are we going to see the proper Marc Marquez back again? I have my doubts. I don't wish ill on the guy, etc. Just, there you are. We'll just have to watch that one. But the rest of them, how are we doing there? I mean, it is, there isn't a favourite. In fact, if I were to try and pick someone out, if I had to put, and I haven't pre-thought this for chatting to the camera, I'd go with Mir. on the Suzuki for a second time to win the championship again. That isn't a strong punt, by the way, but Quartararo was, you know, he's won the race fair and square this year. Is he leading the championship, or is Bagnaia? I think Bagnaia is actually the young lad on the factory Ducati. But in this last race, Quartararo dominated and then mysteriously slowed up, and it's supposedly arm pump. Now, that can be cured, but equally, it cannot. Viñales, oh, what goes on in Viñales' head? Really quick and has won a race, and yet, if it isn't going right, boy, does it go wrong. There's a lot to go there. So I'm painting this picture. I mean, all these guys are really quick. So we're talking, you know, real fine lines here. I don't know. The Ducatis are just, I mean, they are so quick at the top end in a straight line. It's mirror signal maneuver. That has got some power, that thing. But the Yamaha, probably the best bike overall, maybe, outhandles it and initially appears to punch out the corner a bit better. So it's circuit led here maybe this year, and circuits with a long straight, well, yeah, there's probably going to be a red win. But yeah, so really close racing, really exciting racing. Have I said it's really exciting? It is. Right then, Formula One. Well, all of a sudden, by the way, I'm looking around here. I mean, the sun isn't out, but these beech leaves, when they come out, they're iridescent. They're just beautiful. There you are. There's a Formula One comment about beech leaves. All of a sudden, all the pundits have suddenly got, it's not which car's quickest anymore. We'll come on to that in a second. It's Hamilton versus Verstappen. And that's the result that, back to the cars, Mercedes no longer, it seems, have an advantage. And the Red Bull, if anything, the first 3 races this year, the Red Bull arguably is the quickest car. And so we have, and it really does look as if it is going to be, I'll join them, battle royale. Who's going to come out on top? My money would be on Hamilton, but not by much. I wouldn't like to predict who's going to win the championship this year. If that Red Bull hooks up, and today is Friday, they're at Barcelona. The race is on Sunday, and it's a bit warmer, and there's mutterings. People think that the Red Bull will hook up better. So let's see. It'll be interesting. If Merck get on pole and win on Sunday, then that's looking ominous for Red Bull, I'd say, maybe. But I'm guessing I say we want a Red Bull win then, don't we? How about Perez in a Red Bull win? That would be good, wouldn't it? Well, Max wouldn't think so. Be good for the rest of us. So we've got the Max Verstappen battle, and then we've got Perez and Bottas and Valtteri. Oh, blimey. Well, two different stories there. Perez has come in to, I mean, basically, it's a poison chalice, that second seat at Red Bull, isn't it? And that's chewed up and spat out several drivers. Perez, on the other hand, looks as if he can handle it. And so, yeah, he's a good driver, and has got a cool head on him. So that looks good. Now that's causing a problem for Mercedes, because 2 Red Bulls are better than 1. And in a race, that mucks up with strategy, undercuts, and all this sort of thing. So, but that's where Valtteri should come in. However, Valtteri was on pole last race, unequivocally thumped by Lewis, who won. And Valtteri should have been second, but he wasn't. And so that doesn't look too good. But the previous race, when there was the huge shunt between Russell and Bottas. I'm not so sure that Russell was so much at fault there. But anyway, he was dragged over the coals and threatened by by Toto that he'd be in a Clio Cup rather than ever in a Mercedes F1 car. So yeah, that was the result of that. But the point about that really is that a Mercedes, Bottas was languishing in 9th, 10th place. It should never have been anywhere near that. He should have been 2nd, 3rd, maybe 4th. So, let's see. I mean, this week, the Daily Mail have come up with, is Bottas going to be replaced halfway through the season? Blimey, just swap hands here. Where's that come from? Well, I'm not surprised to hear it. And I'll make a pathetic prediction that I think that will happen. Because Russell, there's a straight swap there where Russell comes in and let's see how well he does in the Mercedes. And Valtteri, it's his last year with Mercedes anyway, but they can't have one of their cars in 8th, 9th place and what have you. And so they're looking at, they need somebody to take on the 2 Red Bulls. Let's see, a bit of gossip there. What else can we gossip about? Track limits. Oh, track limits. Oh, the stewards have got their knickers in a twist, and I'm unequivocal on this. Every track has a white line all around the circuit, and you know, it's not difficult, is it? But no, when the drivers all turn up for the race, all the teams are issued with it's seemingly a thick dossier about which corners the stewards are going to be monitoring, and this, that, and you know, like turn 12, you can go halfway across the curb, well outside the white line, but then you mustn't on this, and if you're going in advance, and it's just life shortening. And the main point is the general motorsport punters, the people who watch and who FIA, who Formula One would like to have watching, nobody, what's happening? 1 minute it's a rule for just use the white line. That's the track limit. And these drivers are more than good enough. So yeah, there you go. There's a little whinge on track limits. But you will be hearing about it, and yeah, they'll get on top of that. I'm pretty sure they will come to their senses. Every now and then, quite frequently, F1 shoots itself in the foot over something daft like that. So, yeah, right. Oh, I said about a few years ago, I was asked to be part of a project, which is a sort of dream. I'll go into this in much more detail. So, but it's a sort of fairy tale idea around racing that hasn't been done before, and it's the ideas, the brains behind it is a guy called James Beckett, who's a good friend, and he asked me to be part of it, doing a bit of wheel twiddling, helmsmanship, or racing, or driving, or whatever you want to call it. And I said, what? Oh yeah, in your dreams. But not so, well, it is a while ago, pre-COVID, there was a test laid on at Silverstone for me in a current spec GT4 car, which was, I mean, that was amazing. A credible experience. Yeah, I'll go into more detail on that. And but this year it's looking as though I may well get out on track in something serious. I'll definitely be out on track though, because this whole team, the idea is getting together, and there's a charity. What did you do at the weekend, mate? Charity kart race. So this is proper karts at Thruxton in August. I think it's the BTCC weekend. So there'll be, and there are quite a few of those guys have entered this. It's a proper little thing, he says. And so there's a question mark, well, can I get into a kart? And the second question is, will it move when I'm in it? Well, I'll be darned. I'll be attempting to diet in the meantime. But no, it should be fun, and it's really, the whole thing is really exciting. I should point out, the whole thing comes about, a bit sad really this, because Neil Cunningham, fabulous club racer, I mean, he raced at Le Mans, he was a quick, handy guy, really nice guy. Best mates with James at the time, for a long time. And he, and I knew him, he contracted MND, motor neurons disease, and you probably know the rest. Anyway, he passed on, must be 6 years ago, 7 years ago. And that's where this whole thing was born. And so you're starting to see where this is going, aren't you? So, pardon me. Yeah. It's all this is to enjoy and get people involved and have fun. And that's what it should be all about, really. And if we can raise some money along the way for MND, which is just the most horrible situation, then all well and good. So, great chat. Hopefully, I'll try and make this a regular thing. They won't all be long-winded prologues. It could be, I don't know how it'll go. It's very flexible. Might be a couple of minutes just saying, what did you think to that? Wow, what a race. We'll have a chat next week. And I think we've got some fabulous racing to look forward to. And give us some feedback on what you like to follow, whether it's British touring cars, the WEC series, Le Mans, GT. I mean, obviously, if my GT car thingamy works out, I'll be going on about that. As British superbikes, they're good. Loads to talk about. Hope you've enjoyed this little chat with a glass of wine or a beer or some cup of coffee's fine. Well, sort of fine. If you have a chocolate biscuit with it. Oh, I can't have chocolate. Right. See you soon for more vids. Bye for now.